my beautiful people. How are you doing? It's good to have you back on the channel. And today we're going to be looking at a lot of interesting stories around the new AI bots. And if you haven't gone through my existing videos about when they were introduced into the tech space, is this would be a good time for you to get an overview, more like a foundation and a background, so that you can get a better understanding, regardless of whenever you're watching this video. Yeah, it would be best for you to just go through all the previous videos. We talked about ChatGPT when it was introduced, Google Bard, and then Badu from China. Okay, so basically today we're going to be looking at the most popular, right now, the most popular large language model. That's what they are referred to in the market, LLMs, which we have Google Bard and ChatGPT. This model are both capable of generating text, translating languages, writing different kinds of creative content, and answering your questions in an informative way. So, the question today is, which one do you prefer? Just within the last 6 months, ChatGPT has been having a smooth solo ride, dominating the space, and all of a sudden, not that it was strange, we had others join, Google Bard join into the competition. And we also are expecting that from China. I also made a video about that. But we just want to, since we already have two main racers in the block, though we have more coming, let's focus on which is best and how they both relate to our day-to-day activities and how we interact with them. So the competition is out. Let us see who the winner is. I'll give you some pros and cons, and then you show in the comment section what you have been experiencing. Okay, so before we proceed, the question is, why haven't you subscribed to this channel if this is your first time, or if this is your second time, you're a returning viewer? Then there is content for you to benefit from. And in fact, there's a whole lot more if you've gone through our videos. So remember, the subscribe button is free. Please subscribe right now and turn on your notification bell for when we drop more videos. What better way to make a comparison between the two large language models other than to test them and ask them what their preferences are? So I went to ChatGPT, which most of us have been using for a long time because it came out late last year. But don't forget, it has some. Okay, basically, let's just ask it first. Okay, what do you think? For ChatGPT, remember, it does not have access to the internet, and its data set is stopped at November 2021. Okay, so when I'm asked Google Bard versus ChatGPT, it says, as an AI developed by OpenAI, I can provide you with some information about Google's language model for dialogue applications project, which includes a chatbot called ChatGPT that's based on GPT 3.5. However, I don't have access to the specifics, details, or updates regarding Google Bard. So as of now, ChatGPT does not know what's happening in the world in the current internet space. And it says it does not have any advancement by Google after my cutoff in September 2021. It says 20 September 2021 as against November 2021. So keep in mind that this information I provide may not reflect the recent development. Of course, thank you for that disclaimer. As of my knowledge cutoff, ChatGPT 3.5, the architecture behind ChatGPT was one of the most advanced language models available, and we will say thank you because you first came out and gave us a different perspective to how we can use prompts. It had been trained on a large corpus of text from the internet and could generate coherent and contextually relevant responses. ChatGPT aimed to have interactive conversation with users and provide useful information, explanations, and engage in a wide range of topics. On the other hand, Google's Lambda project aimed to develop a more conversational and versatile language model. Sometimes I wonder how ChatGPT knows this information if it says its knowledge is caught at September 2021. It says for the Google, it is designed specifically for dialogue applications and focuses on understanding and generating more natural and conceptually meaningful responses. Why I don't have detailed information about Google Bard specifically, it is possible that it's an implementation of Lambda or an interaction of Google's dialogue model. Both ChatGPT and Google Bard share the goal of facilitating natural language conversation and improving users' experiences. However, the specific difference between them, including performance, capability, and features, would require up-to-date information, not specific comparison to provide an accurate assessment. It's worth noting that advancements in the field of AI are occurring rapidly and new models and updates are regularly being introduced. For the most accurate and detailed information about Google Bard or any other AI model developed by Google, it would be best to refer to official announcement or research papers from Google or other reliable sources. All this guy did was disclaimer. Obviously, I might be wrong. It might know that Google has some maybe advantage over it. That's why it just did all this disclaimer, because ordinarily you would expect it to talk more about itself, its advantages, but it just went ahead to do a general disclaimer. So I came to Bard, and if you've not used Bard, the URL is bard.google.com, and I'm logged in with my Google ID. So Google, Bard, and ChatGPT are large language models (LLMs) and are trained on massive data set of text and code. Remember that these language models can actually generate codes for you. They can review your codes. They can make corrections for you. They are both guaranteed. They both generate text, language, translate languages. I have never actually used this for translating languages, and I do that a lot because of my current location. So I'm going to start using this, to use this language models to translate languages, write different kinds of creative content a lot. If you watch other videos, you'll see how much I've explained how you can make the best use of these chat models, the language models rather. They can write scripts for you, they can write lots of content for you, creativity. They can give you a head start. So when you're lost of ideas, they can transform things for you, put in your content, put in your thought process, and ask you to generate something out of that. And you're able to ride on that. On those contents that are generated for you. And it's also able to answer your questions in an informative way. And this is what Google Bard is saying about the two language models. However, there are some key difference between the two models. Data source one of the biggest difference between Google Bard and ChatGPT is their data source. Google Bard is trained on an infinite set of data, which is a constantly growing and evolving data set that includes text from the internet, books, articles, and other sources. Of course, Google Bard owns Google. I mean, it's the parent company. Alphabet also owns Google, and Google is the number one search engine in the world. So they already have a data set, a data repository that they can just simply connect Google Bard to. So that is why, from the very onset, Google Bard is able to be connected to the internet. You can get books, you can get articles, and other source. ChatGPT, on the other hand, is trained on a specific predefined set of data that are collected in 2021. So for ChatGPT, the let's say the engineers behind it had to populate this data set from different sources manually, and that is why it has currently stopped at 2021. It's still not yet on the internet yet, because of course they don't have like a search engine where people will be able to provide continuous data like Google. On the other hand, this means that Google Bard has access to the latest information, while ChatGPT may be more limited in its knowledge. So this is point number one. Depending on what you are searching, if you are looking for up-to-date information, Google Bard is your choice. But if you are looking for other form of data that do not have to be up to date, then you can use ChatGPT because they are also very accurate data. Yeah, most of the time, yes. But for calculations, mathematics, you need to watch. what the result ChatGPT gives to you. Okay, next for accuracy. Another key difference between Google Bard and Google Chat is their accuracy. Google Bard is designed to be as accurate as possible, while ChatGPT is designed to be more creative. This means that Google Bard is more likely to provide accurate information, while ChatGPT is more likely to generate interesting and engaging content. Honestly, out of the hook, if you go to both language models and you are trying to be creative, ChatGPT is super creative. It can coin out things for you. It can be very innovative with your CV, with logo design, with graphic design, with whatever you want to think about it. While on the other hand, Google Bard just wants to give you more accurate information. And on that note, Google Bard tends to be do I use the word stubborn? It tends to tell you, oh, I don't want to go that route. I don't want to think this about this. I don't know this person you're asking. Even if you try to say, okay, it's about me, I just want you to, and it just keeps shutting you down. But Google Chat GPT goes all the way to create things to fill in that space, that void that you want it to fill. Okay, ease of use. Both Google Bard and ChatGPT are easy to use. However, Google Bard may be a bit easier to use for some people because it has a more intuitive interface. ChatGPT on the other hand may be a bit easier for people to use who are familiar with LLMs. If you ask me, I would say ChatGPT is much easier to use, but I might be wrong. It's up to you to share your thoughts on this. Overall, Google Bard and ChatGPT are both powerful, and I agree with this, are both powerful large language models that can be used for a variety of tasks. However, there are some key difference between the two models. Google Bard is more accurate and has access to the latest information, while ChatGPT is more creative and has a more intuitive interface. Ultimately, the best model for you will depend on your specific needs. Okay, so this is just a table summarizing the difference. Features dataset for Google Bard infinite set of data, ChatGPT predefined set of data for accuracy. Google Bard is more accurate. ChatGPT is less accurate. Creativity, Google Bard less creative. ChatGPT is more creative. Features, ease of use. Google Bard more intuitive interface and ChatGPT less intuitive interface. I think this is wrong somewhere because if you see what they said here, Google Bard is accurate and has access to the latest information, while ChatGPT is more creative and has a more intuitive interface. And you're coming here to give this to, come on, guys. So I'm leaving this to you. Let us know what you think about this. Do you feel that Google Bard has won the race, or do you think that ChatGPT is still leading? So, whichever LLM is best for you, it depends on your needs. If you need a model that can access the latest information and generate accurate and informative responses, then Google Bard is your best option. But if you're looking for more affordable option, you want something that is more creative and more innovative, then Google Chat is your best option. But in all, we are looking for your option, your own opinion on this. We are still at the early stage, but I'm sure you have interacted so much. People have even gone as far as going to get the premium version of ChatGPT. So let's get your opinion on what you have experienced on both elements, and then we would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video helped you learn more about Google Bard and ChatGPT. If you have any questions, please feel free. And if you think you have your preferred LLM has lost the battle, still drop your comments. We would love to keep hearing from you. See you in the next video. And remember,